This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I, Dr. Rakshanda. Hello, Dr. Nazam. Is the screen visible to you? Please reply.
Screen visible?
Okay. So, good evening, Dr. Nazam. I, Dr. Rakshanda, will be telling you about statistics. That is the part 2 class. Part 1 has already been done and the recording session is also available. So you can go to the link and record and see the class that has been already been recorded. If you are willing to give any of the part 1 MRCOG exam like part 1, part 2, part 3, then join the Beat MRCOG by Dr. Yasmin Sayyed.
Okay.
So in this course, Beat MRCOG, it is a course that has been available by Dr. Yasmin Sayyed. So all the material will be provided, recorded classes will be there, subject-wise mock and exam-like mock series will be there, and complete course is provided. You can WhatsApp or join the Telegram group that is Beat MRCOG by Dr. Yasmin Group, or you can call on this number 8949149861. Now let's start the class. The first question of today's class is the ratio of the number of new cases to the total time the population is at risk of disease refers to option A cumulative incidence, option B risk ratio, option C incident density, option D prevalence, and option E maternal mortality rate. So what according to you will be the answer? Please answer.
C.
Yes, it's incident density. Next question. Which of the following studies is most appropriate to assess the efficacy of a new medication to reduce pain caused by endometriosis? Option A is randomized control trial, option B longitudinal study, option C cohort study, option D cross-sectional analysis, and option E cross-sectional study. Dr. Nazam, what will be the answer?
Cohort?
No, it's not cohort. It is written that it is a medication to reduce pain. So which of the following study? So I have already told you in previous class that there is a study called randomized control trial. So the correct answer is A. When assessing treatment or intervention, a randomized control trial is the gold standard. Note: if assessing prognosis or diagnostic tool, if we have to assess the prognosis of a disease or diagnostic test, then we do cohort and cross-sectional analysis, respectively, are optimal. I hope the answer is clear to you.
Yes.
Or should I tell you about the epidemiological studies? Okay, so tell me how many type of studies are there? Anything you know about epidemiological studies?
Repeat again.
Can you tell me how many type of studies are there? Have you ever read about epidemiological studies?
A cohort cross case control.
Yes. And what there are also different type of study like ecological studies.
A, I don't know. Tell me.
Okay, so there are two type of studies.
Mm.
1 minute. There are two type of studies. One is the observational study.
Oh,
Okay, you can see the recording class. I have already told in the previous class.
okay.
So, next question, if health policy maker want to evaluate the impact of a prevention program, which is the appropriate measure to be considered? So option A period prevalence, option B incidence, option C point prevalence, option D case fatality, and option E mean. So what will be the correct answer? Answer. Dr. Nazim, what is the answer of this question? Please answer.
Okay. Prevalence?
No, it's incidence. To evaluate the impact of
There
prevention program, incidence is calculated. So correct answer is
is
incidence.
B. Okay.
Next question. A study looked at 40,000 women at a maternity unit in an area with a population of 5,20,000. The number of identified VT episodes was 60 with a standard deviation of 20. Using the figure, what is the standard error of the mean? So options are option A 0.23, option B 0.076, option C 4.6, option D 0.1, and option E 3. So what will be the standard error of the mean? Calculate and answer. So the standard error of the mean formula is standard deviation upon square root of the sample size. So it in this question the standard deviation is given 20 and the size is this size is 200. 200 is the total. Okay. So 200 that is the square root of 40,000. So square root of 40,000 is 200. So 20 upon 200 standard error of mean is 0.1. Dr. Nazim, is the answer clear to you?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me how to calculate this question again, please. Hello.
Hello, sir. Oh,
Now tell me
yes.
how to calculate. I have already told you the explanation. So what is the formula? I have already told you that it is the standard deviation upon square root of sample size. So standard deviation it is given in the question is 20 and sample size is 40,000. So what is the root value of 40,000? 200. So 20 upon 200 is equal to 0.1. So standard error of the mean is 0.1, option D. Okay. WHO defined the perinatal mortality rate as option A, the number of stillbirths and death in the first week of life per 1 lakh live births. Option B, the number of stillbirths per year. Option C, the number of stillbirths and death in the first week of life per thousand live births. Option D, the number of stillbirths per thousand births. Option E, the number of stillbirths and death within 24 hours of delivery per year. So, what will be the correct answer?
C.
Yes, it is the number of the stillbirths and death in the first week of life per thousand live birth. Good. So the correct answer is C. The number of stillbirths and death in the first week of life per thousand live birth. According to WHO, the perinatal period commences at 22 completed weeks. That is 154 days of gestation and ends 7 complete days after birth. So from 22 weeks up to 7 days after birth, we have to calculate the perinatal mortality rate. The UK national figure is about 8 per 1000 and varies markedly by social class, with the highest rate seen in Asian women. Now next question is, which of the following study is most appropriate to assess the prognosis of a disease? Option A, randomized control trial. Option B, case control study. Option C, cohort cross sectional study. Option D, cohort study. Option E, longitudinal study. So what is the answer? It is already written. It is cohort study.
Cohort study.
Yes, and explanation is that it is the RCT or the gold standard of all study in terms of evaluating a therapy or intervention. RCT are the gold standard and top the hierarchy of incidence. This is not the case when evaluating prognostic tests which are best assessed by cohort study. So correct option is cohort study.
cohort study.
Next question. Study Y involves a trial of 72 patients. It find improved outcome in the treatment group being treated with drug B than those taking placebo. The null hypothesis that drug B makes no difference to outcome is rejected. Several larger studies involving several thousand patients clearly demonstrate drug B makes no statistically significant difference to outcome. What type of error has occurred in this type of study Y? A is type 1 error, op- option B is type 2 error, option C selection bias, option D p-value error, and option E none of the above. So what will be the correct answer? Answer, Dr.
Type
Nazim.
2,
No, it's type 1 error.
type 1. Mm.
Yeah, because it is written that the null hypothesis is that it doesn't make any difference. So it is that drug B makes no difference to outcome and it is rejected. So and several larger study involving several thousand demonstrated drug B makes no statistically different to outcome. So it was the, hello, am I audible?
Yes,
So what is the difference between type 1 and type 2? Type 1 error is that the null hypothesis has been
rejected.
accepted. Okay, and type 2 error
Okay,
means
and then acceptable.
and the type 2 error means that
Mm.
the drug that was not usable. Type 1 is acceptable while type 2 error is not acceptable. Type 1 error means that the drug that is to be significant for the society has been rejected. And the type 2 error is that the drug that is harmless that has been accepted. So it is type 1 error. Okay, next question. The WHO organization defined the maternity mortality ratio as option A maternal death per 10,000 live birth and stillbirth. Option B maternal death per 1 lakh live birth and stillbirth. Option C maternal death per 10,000 live birth. Option D maternal death per 1 lakh live birth. And option E ratio of maternal death to live birth. So what will be the correct answer?
B,
What have you spoken? Please reply.
repeat
Please reply
again.
again. What option? Which option?
Option B, maternal death per
No, it's option D, maternal death per 1 lakh live birth. So maternity
mm,
mortality ratio is the number of maternal death per 1 lakh live birth. Maternal death defined by WHO as the death of a woman while pregnant or within 42 days of termination of pregnancy, irrespective of the duration and site of the pregnancy, from any cause related to or aggravated by the pregnancy or its management, but not from accidental or incidental causes. Live birth defined by WHO as complete expulsion or extraction from its mother of a product of conception, irrespective of the duration of the pregnancy, which after such separation breathes or slowly any other evidence of life. Example, beating of the heart and pulsation of the umbilical cord. So there are two terms. One is the maternal mortality ratio and another one is maternity mortality rate. Ratio is from the number of maternal deaths per number of live birth into 1 lakh, while maternity mortality rate is number of maternal death upon number of live birth into 10,000. So I hope that I'm clear.
okay.
Next question. A study looks at the average systolic blood pressure of patient in antenatal clinic. Out of 200 women, the average systolic blood pressure was 110 mmHg and the standard error of the mean was 8 mmHg. So what is the 95% confidence interval? Option A You try to solve this. Do you know the formula of confidence interval? Option A is 104.5 to 115.5. Option B 94.3 to 125.6. Option C 102 to 118. Option D 100 to 120. And option E none of the above. So how to solve this type of question? So we use the formula 95% confidence interval of mean is mean minus 1.96 into standard error of mean and mean plus 1.96 into standard error of mean. So what is the mean in the question? Upper CI limit is mean plus 1.96 and lower CI limit is mean minus 1.96 into standard error of mean. So standard error of mean is 8. In the question it is given that 8 is the standard error of the mean. So it is standard error of mean equal to 1.96, that is equal to and so
15.6.
it is written that 95% confidence interval is 1.96, so we can use 2. So it is
Mm,
8 into 1.96, that is
yes,
15.68,
15 point.
and 95% confidence interval is equal to mean. So what will be the mean? Systolic blood pressure, it is written 110 mmHg.
110.
So 110 minus 15.68 and 110 plus 15.68. So there will be
94.
94.32 in the range of 94.32 to 125.68. I hope the answer is clear to you.
Yes.
So I hope that you like the class, Dr. Nazim.
Yes.
Okay, and if you are willing to give any of the MRCOG exam, then join Beat MRCOG by Dr. Yasmin. This is the
Okay,
number.
then.
Okay, and this is the number, and all the live classes will be there, and live classes recording session will be provided. So join the group by Dr. Yasmin Sayyed
Okay.
and do hard work. If you are giving MRCU exam, then do hard work, practice question, join the course, and success is a combination of hard work and strategy. So thank you.
Thank you.